What is up, guys, and welcome to the heroic Thok the Bloodthirsty raid guide. As always, in this heroic guide, I'm just going to be covering the differences between normal mode and heroic mode. So if you want to see the normal mode guide, go ahead and click on the normal mode guide in my Siege of Orgrimmar playlist, where I have all the fights up to date that we currently have guides out for. So let's get right into this one. This fight is very, very similar to normal, minus the fact that it is an absolute metric ton more damage and health that you have to deal with from normal mode, okay? So the biggest thing that you need to understand is how healing cooldowns work, how important it is to make sure that you're getting as close to 30 stacks of acceleration as you can without going over. Obviously, if you go over, you wipe. So what you need to understand is you do not ever want to go over 30 stacks. So trying to push yourself to 26, 27, 28 at the absolute maximum stacks is key. Especially during the acceleration phase when he's going through and doing his screech and everything else. That's really what you want to be aware of. Also making sure that you have your cooldowns lined up in such a way, and your Devo ores again become incredibly important during this, as you need to make sure that those are going out and cycling the way that they are supposed to be. If you're using bops at all, making sure that you're doing those how you're supposed to be. Again, this fight is all about the healers. Now the strat that you're seeing behind me, the way that we did it, is we used kind of the circle method, so to speak. There's the up and down the hallway method, and then there's the method that we did it. And the reason that we chose this method is because it kind of makes DPS really a non-issue. In the kill video that you're seeing, this was the first time we killed it, and we barely made it through, but as you'll notice, the berserk timer really wasn't the problem. You'll find that that last fixate phase is really his berserk timer. So what you need to be aware of is how exactly that phase works, and just try to prolong getting there as best you can. If you do use this method where you cut him in a circle around the middle of the room, what this does allow you to do is it allows you to have your range constantly be tunneling the boss. They may need to switch to held jailers at some point, but typically once he starts moving a little bit faster and he's getting up there and fixates a little bit higher, you can just have your melee switch right off and start burning down the jailer in the middle of the room where the range is stacked, and then just keeping your normal kite rotation until he's dead. Typically that will work for you. Figure out however many you can push with your group. As you'll see how we did it, we kind of rotated around the room, and then we had our last person go take the portal, sprint down the hallway, and then go back and forth that way until the jailer ended that fixate phase, and then went back and we rinsed and repeat. Now, what you do need to understand is there are a couple different things that do happen in heroic during the acceleration phases. The first one is exactly like normal. The second time you do the acceleration phase, if you do it the way that we do it and how you see it in the video, is you will then have bats come down, okay? So what this does, so you'll have that poison guy dead, right? But what this does is these bats will come down. They need to be burned down incredibly quickly. Now they can be stunned. So rotating stuns and cooldowns, making sure that you have cooldowns ready for these guys. This is one of the easiest places for your raid to wipe. Because remember, if you lose people in this fight, the more people you lose, the quicker it becomes a wipe. It's not a fight where you can afford to be down a lot of people and still kill it. So what you need to do is really make sure that you're pushing out your cooldowns, you're rotating your stuns, you're putting out as much burst AoE damage onto these ads as you can so that you can get back on the boss. Once those bats are dead, you do not have to kill them again. That's it. They do not respawn. So you just get back on the boss, push yourself as far as you can to where your healers are comfortable and you're not losing people. And then again, you'll spread out, do the exact same fixate phase, rinse and repeat. Now, once you get into the frost guy, okay, so once he eats the frost jailer, what you want to then understand is that there will be a Yeti that comes out. Now, if this Yeti runs through you, think of it as the guy from TOGC, the big ice guy, when he would do his charge. If you got hit by his charge, it killed you. Same exact idea. Even looks just like him. It's a little mini one, okay? And what you want to do is you just don't want to get hit by that. So a lot of times you're safe, especially from where you start. But if you're using the circle method and the turret for the range method to get more damage on the boss, always be aware of when he's going to do his ability called Wrecking Ball. So always have that on countdown. Make sure that somebody's being aware of where he's running, and so everybody stops and looks and where they're at, because you cannot lose people to this mechanic. It's an extremely simple mechanic. And with all the dispels that are going out and all the extra raid damage, as well as the kiting, losing people to this mechanic is a no-no. You just cannot do it. And again, you're going to do the fixate phase one more time, go through. Now you have the fire door. So you need to make sure that you have a stacking point and you're rotating around the room in a group. Because again, prolonging this phase is key to victory, because the longer you can prolong this phase, the longer you have to, or you know what I mean, like the smaller amount of health he's going to have going into that final fixate. And again, that final fixate's the last one. Once he's in that phase, he's not leaving. So this is your enrage mechanic. So make sure that you understand how that works. But again, just besides the fire, so what we did is we just stacked, moved in a circle, and kind of just rotated the boss and the raid in a big circle like this. And that's all you really have to do. It's not an incredibly difficult fight mechanically. It's just a matter of throughput, whether it be damage or healing. So make sure that you're aware of exactly how each of those works. But if you can do that, I'll let you guys watch the rest of this video. If you can do that, you can kill this boss. Hope you guys like this one, and as always, if you have any questions or any other comments or concerns or different ways that you approach it, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.